YouTube, time for another quick project on this 2025 Ranger Raptor. This week we're going to be installing the Process West cold air intake. There are quite a few options for intakes for these trucks. I think Fabulous Fabrications makes one, K&N makes one, SBC makes one. There's a company out there making one out of carbon fiber. It looks really cool, but after looking into it, I really didn't like the fit or the finish. But I really like this one because this one is all aluminum cast construction. There's a nice machined out recess here for the lid to fit into. There's a continuous O-ring all the way around for sealing out all the dirt and all the water. And then once you get the protective film off the cover is clear. So you'll be able to just look in there and see when it's time to service your filter. Plus aesthetically, this ought to look really good in the engine compartment. And since this is the Process West cold air intake, I've already done all the other Process West. In my last video, I have one out there showing the install of all this Process West piping here for the charge side, the cold air, the hot side, and the cold air intake side over the top here. And I also did the, hard to see in there, but I did the Process West Stage 2 intercooler, which adds so much torque and horsepower for something that doesn't have any moving parts in it. So really happy with that. So time to finish this project off and get rid of this this stock air box here and get this other one fit in here. This job should only take about an hour. There's not much to it. Only a couple of bolts to getting this thing out of here, loosen some clamps and so forth. But first thing you got to do is you got to take this fill spout off for your windshield washer fluid. I actually had to draw some of the liquid out of here because coming from the dealership, they made this thing way too full. So I got a syringe and a tube in there and I sucked a whole bunch of the coolant out or the cleaner out, or else when I take those two bolts off the fender, that stuff would have just ran everywhere. So that's the first step to getting that off. And the only thing I noticed about this cold air box is, let me flip it over here. This is what the bottom looks like. There is no drain. There is no way for water to drain out of this box. I mean, it's built great. I mean, no complaints, but this is a funnel. I mean, this is the opportunity for water to go in here is, you know, pretty severe. So I like keeping my engine clean. So keeping your engine clean is part of cleaning your vehicle. So if I'm in here hosing this thing out, I mean, there's water's going to go in here. I mean, if you're going through deep water, pushes up over your bumper, your grill, you're going to get water in here. Maybe even going through the car wash, you're going to get water in here, or just hosing the bugs off the front. Water is going to go in here. So it kind of bothers me that there is no drain in the bottom of this box. So now, to be fair, I don't know if there's a drain in the bottom of the factory box. So when we get this thing out, I don't know what it looks like underneath because I haven't had this out yet. But once we get this apart, if there's a drain in the bottom of this, then I am going to install a drain in the bottom of that one, because I am not comfortable putting this thing in without providing some kind of means for the water to come out of it, because the water is going to go in. So let me sit up here. We're going to take this thing off, and then we're going to take the cover off and the filter, a couple clamps here. Not much getting this thing off, so we'll be back in a minute. I'll get some set up with some tools here, and we'll get going on this. All right, so this thing just comes out with 2 bolts, not a big deal. It just fits into the little grommet that's in the back there, and it looks like I took just enough liquid out of my windshield washer fluid reservoir so it wouldn't spill out. And then you've got to take this little connector off right here. This is for your air sensor. It just unplugs from the back here, and there's 2 little clips you need to pry up out of these holes right here. And a little panel tool works great. But what I found is I got this one. This is my trusty Snap-on. I've had this for decades, and for a little panel popper tool. But this one right here actually works better for some of the stuff. This little wedge gets in there, and you can just push this in there, and it'll just shovel those little plastic retainers right out of the plastic without distorting them. So that worked out really well. So I took the 2 clamps off here, and because this whole thing's probably going to come off, and then just 2 little clips here, one here. And now this thing should just lift off. And let me set this camera down and get 2 hands for this. So should just lift off. And twist. and pull, and there we go. That's it for getting the stock cover off. Not a big deal. Set that over here. Got a brand new filter, seeing how this truck only has 25 miles on it. And now we look down in here, and I can't tell, but I can't tell if that's a drain or not. I'm not gonna know until I get out of there, but until I get this out. We're gonna unbolt this, and you know, if there's no drain in this one, I may not add a drain in the other one. It's just I find that really strange that there is no way for liquid to get out of this thing. So let's get this thing unbolted. You got to take this bolt out here. This thing just lifts out, and this whole thing should just lift out of there now. Get that one bolt out from the top of the support here, and then we'll see this box should just lift out. There's a couple rubber grommets in there. That looks like it. That is the stock box. Let me get out here, we can get a better look at it. Oh, look at that. There's a little drain hole in the bottom. See it? So yeah, I am not comfortable putting this brand new process West in without some kind of a drain hole. So we are going to duplicate this once we get it in. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it mounted in here, and I'm going to swap out the bracket in the back, put the new bracket in, just get it set in here, snap it into the new grommets, and then maybe just take a cup of water and dump a little water in the bottom of that well and see which corner it gravitates to, and that's where I'm going to drill the hole. That's going to make me feel a whole lot better, and why they didn't add that when they made it is beyond me. But anyway, we're going to take this bracket out now, not a big deal, and we're going to get the new bracket fit in. You have to take the old grommets from these brackets out and fit them into the new bracket, and it should just pop right in. We got to take this out too. This is the intake for the passenger side turbo, so not a big deal. That one comes out. I don't know why they couldn't have reused that. I mean, it's not that much different from the one they provide with it. But anyway, let's get this bracket out here, and then we'll continue on. So here's the factory bracket, and then this is the new bracket that comes with the Process West cold air intake. So now you have to pop these little grommets out and put them into the new bracket. Not crazy difficult. Put that one in like that. Put this one out. Put it in here. And that's it. That's all there is to swapping those out. Now this thing's going to bolt in right here, and you've got to bolt it in. This little tab right here drops down inside this hole, and then this bolt here has to come out and to get this bolted in here. And I think you have to loosen this reservoir. You take one bolt out of the back here, and this thing should maybe, there's another bolt down here, but you have to loosen this in order to get this bolt out all the way to get this bracket started. So let me get this thing bolted in, and then we'll be able to drop the box in and see what it looks like. And so I'm getting ready to put the new bracket in here, and taking this tank out was not required. You can barely fish that bolt back up in there, and you should be able to get a wrench on it and get it tightened back up. So we need two hands to do that, but you do not have to move this tank to get that bolt in. And I just learned something else. I thought I'd get a little bit more light in the engine compartment here. This is my little Icon magnetic light. It's awesome, but I just come to realize that it don't stick. This hood is aluminum. Did anybody know that? There's no there's no steel up in here, so I barely got it to hook onto the latch here for the latch for the hood. But yeah, aluminum hood, I'm guessing, or some other kind of composite, but no steel in this hood. But anyway, let me get this bolted down, and we'll be ready to drop the box in. That is a pretty snug fit in there. I had no idea that this thing was going to go off at such an angle. I thought this top on here was going to be a little bit more flat. But anyway, live and learn. I had to remove this pipe here to get that in there, because that was not going to fit in with this in the way. So this will have to go back in last, and then It fits down real nice on those 3 grommets. Once all the couplers are connected, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. You have to take the rubber boot off of the old factory intake, and that snaps right over this. And I guess you don't use this bolt right here anymore because you won't need it. But now what we're going to do is, looking down in here, we're just going to splash a little bit of water in here, and we're going to see which corner it goes to. And it's looking like, let's get a little more. Let's get the light. Yeah, it's looking like it's leaning towards the front corner. So yeah, we're gonna suck all that water back out of there, and then we're gonna drill a hole either in one of those 2 corners. Doesn't matter which one. But why they didn't do that when they made it, who knows? But anyway, so now we're gonna pop it back out. We're gonna drill a hole, and then we're gonna go back and put it in for the last time. What you need to do is you need to take this little air sensor out of your stock air cleaner box and then put it into the new one. So you can see how that's orientated in there. There's a little window in there, so you got to make sure that goes back in to the new one the same way. And to get that out, you just lift up on this little tab right here. You just carefully pry up on it, and it just spins out backwards. It just rotates back, and then it comes out carefully. Don't bump it or mess it up. So that's got to go back into the new box. Look at the new box up here. And they provided a nice same little tab right here, so it goes down in, and it only goes in one way. There's an O-ring on it, and you just rotate it into place, and it locks over that little tab, and you're done. You're good to go. Same orientation on the inside. You're ready to install this. So I couldn't decide which corner to drill the holes in, so I just drilled 2 holes. Not a big deal. Not going to get a lot of air, dirty air coming through there or whatever. But anyway, got 2 1/4-inch holes in the bottom corners, and I feel much better having those holes in there than not having holes in there. So all right, let's go ahead and we're going to put this little piece on the front here off the factory box, and then we're going to drop it into place. Okay, we got this thing pretty much set down in place. All the connections are made. And this thing's solid for just being mounted on 3 little rubber grommets. I guess they didn't need to put I thought it'd be nice if they put a tab on here that went back over and bolted down here, but not required. This thing is, it's a pretty accurate fit. And they give you little tabs on the back where you pull that air sensor, the temp sensor out. They give you little tabs to snap those down in place. It's a little bit tight on the wire, but it went. You did have to adjust these so they meet up with the slots, and then it just plugged right back in to the sensor there. And you know, coming out of Australia, it seems like so much of the performance stuff that for the Ranger Raptor comes out of Australia. I guess that's because they've been for sale down there a lot longer than up here. But so buying this cold air intake, I didn't know what kind of filter was going to come with it. I thought it might be some kind of a Kangaroo brand filter or something, but like they ponied up, they put a nice Can-N in there. So anyway, that would be easy to replace down the road if you had to, because that would be locally available. But so anyway, this is bolted in. Everything fit back together. This stuff is engineered really nice. I mean, it is engineered to fit, and it just barely goes into where nothing rubs, nothing is touching, and it's good to go. So we're going to put the filter in. We're going to bolt the lid on, and then we're going to put the little filler neck back on for the windshield washer fluid, and this job is done. So we'll be back for the final take on it in a few minutes. We are at the end of this video, and this is the finished product. And this thing looks great. I mean, it fits really nice, and nice clear cover. You can see in and know when it's time to service your filter. And the thing about clear covers is they only look good for about the first day, and then they start getting hazy, and you're going to get light scratches on it and get dust on it. And but that's okay. You can keep that clean and looking good. So Process West does a really nice job of engineering everything. Everything fits really well. This is a solid installation. When you go to drop this down on there, there's the 3 little points on the bottom. You kind of have to do it by braille. You have to reach under there and make sure they seat completely. There's a little tab that pops out of the bottom of the bushing. Just feel all around there, make sure it goes down all the way. Everything fits real nice, man. It clears clears real well, and real happy with the fit and finish, and can't wait to get this in there and out on the road and try it out. You got that air going right into that K&N filter. So the only thing that ruins this project is this dumb little fill tube right here. So I came up with a solution for that. I mean, this just ruins it. I mean, if you, okay, I didn't bolt it back in, let's pop it back out. So if you didn't have that there, that would look fantastic. And this is like the cheapest. I mean, it's already got, this truck hasn't even been driven yet, and it's already got cracks starting to show up here where they put the bolt in. And this is like the epitome of the worst thing. I mean, it's got these really flimsy plastic sides. The little oval seal part here already looking like it's collapsing a little bit, and prone to leaking. So anyway, so I came up with a fix for this, because this thing is going to go away. So what I came up with, a buddy of mine's got a 3D printer, and we came up with this plug right here. It's got it's blue, so you can identify it for windshield washer fluid. It's got a nice big ring where you can get your finger in there, and it's got a little retaining lip on the edge here, so once it goes in, it's going to kind of lock into place. And this thing, I'm going to pop it in here real quick. There it is. That is a snug fit. And if you had to take it back out, you just give it a little pull and it comes right back out. So this is going to clean up the whole project here really nice. And seriously, I mean, how often do you fill your windshield washer reservoir anyway? I mean, I think I've owned almost 70 vehicles, and I have never ever bought a gallon of windshield washer fluid. And if I did have to fill this thing up, there you go. You pull the plug out, you wiggle that funnel back in there, you fill up your reservoir, you pull this back out, you put your plug back in, and down the road you go. And there it is, finished. So I am going to put a link in the bottom of my video. I actually made up a few extras of these, and I threw them up on eBay. And if anybody else wants a cool little plug to go in there, they're going to be there. So anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys learned something from this. I certainly did. And appreciate you watching and sticking with me. And we'll see you in the next video.